Hello everybody. Do you hear the sound? Okay, cool. So just gonna make sure that everybody is here because there was another stream. I have no idea why this happened. Okay. So I'm gonna start with showing off a couple of things, and then if you have any questions as I go, please type it in the chat. I'm gonna just go and show some of the vehicles and some of the things that are now new in the game since the last development video. There's a lot of new things that I can show, so I'm just gonna go one by one. I thought I would start with just doing some hauling because I really like this model. It's a new truck that you can drive. It has really good level of detail. All the suspension parts are there and rigged. You can also see the interior is not too bad. There's rigging in the front as well. So I thought I'm just gonna do some hauling. So with this kind of truck, you generally can take any semi-trailer. So for example, this one, you can just drive to the point where the connection should happen, and then there's a button that you can press just to connect. And then it snaps into place. Once you've connected to a trailer, you can cycle through additional cameras that are defined for the trailer. So this one has two. Camera cycling is quite mysterious now because there's no indication which camera are you at. The thing. Kind of something you have to get used to, but I do plan to add some labeling so you can see which camera you're on. Has the stoplights as well as the truck. We have to look a bit further. There we go. So we have stoplights there, and the logs on this trailer are kind of dynamic, so you'll see them move as you drive. So it has a bit of a lifelike feel. So you can drive from any kind of view. So now I'm in the trailer view, but I can go into the truck view, just cycling. There's a lot of improvements to the map. I did add roads and some interesting things on the map that you can experience. So I've added this bridge. I'm not sure I like to keep it, but it's kind of really bumpy. But it's just an experiment on the sort of things that you can do in the game. Kind of add different elements in the terrain. It's kind of interesting because it has a lot of garbage on it, so you have to avoid it. And maybe in the future I leave some things unfinished, so you have to build something to get to a different part of the map. I thought that would be interesting. It's not a core thing in the game, but it's kind of just an additional element. If you drive too fast on it or do crazy things, the trailer is just gonna detach. But yeah, this went fine. I hope the sound is good. I don't know if you can hear me next to the engine noise. Is this reasonable? Really my first time doing this, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So this truck is kind of the same as the other vehicles in the sense that you can, you know, you have the automatic transmission on it. There's the differential modes that you can change. There's forward and reverse gears. This one has actually three reverse gears, but other vehicles are different. So since there are roads on the level, I thought like I add a map. So this is the work in progress map interface. Basically, it shows you the green arrow where you're at, and there's some icons on there. Like there's the train station at the end of this road. That's where we're going, and there's some other things on the map as well. The arrow shows you the direction that you're looking at. So that's, I'm not sure if that's intuitive, but that's just how it is now. So I thought like the game as a logging game should be like centered around cutting trees and transporting trees to the locations. So there's a couple of locations on the current map that can receive logs, and then you would get potentially different amount for different types of logs in different locations. And then with the earning, then you would upgrade or buy different vehicles. So there's multiple stages that you could play. So you could just play with a chainsaw and an axe and a basic pickup truck. So you can go around and cut trees, pick it up manually if it's sufficiently small, and then sell it and get something bigger and better. At this point of the map, I made this really steep and windy road just to see how far you can get away with. But I do plan to add more of the props on the map itself. Things like more rocks and bushes and other interesting things. I really like this road, and that there's a fence at the end that you could potentially drive through and break it if you don't watch what you're doing. Of course, there's the muddy parts. Always fun to go into that. Have to be careful on this turn. So I'm just gonna show the trailer how it looks as I drive, because it has a suspension on its own and the same kind of wheel physics that the truck has. So this is the work in progress kind of station where you can drop off some logs and get some cash for it. So this is the one of the locations I was working on. So it has sort of like a rail cars and that kind of thing. Something's happening with my sound. I hope you can still hear me because it went off for me. I think it's fine. So so this is one of the locations. There's another truck here, which I don't plan really to use, but it was kind of a simple model to make a proof of concept for the truck. It does work. You can drive it, but it's not so detailed as the other one. So I prefer really the other one in the game. Maybe there's going to be options to have different designs for it, or color options, or kind of decals on it. That would be interesting, so you can personalize. This one also can be used as a not as a hauler, but like a logging truck with the forks and the installation on it directly. That's just one of the upgrade options I'm going to have later. So what else can I show in the game? This was the hauling part, so I'm just going to run back. Since the running speed is so fast here, you can just run around this is not going to be in the end like this, but I think it's pretty cool for testing because quickly you can go from one place to another. I'm going to show the harvester and the forwarder, because those two had most of the changes, and then the loader, and then in the end some things about the pickup truck and skidder and the wheel buncher over there. So this place on the map is sort of like the garage. So you could come here and, you know, trade some cash for the vehicle, or do some upgrades or repairs. That's the idea. So let's go into harvester, see how that one goes. So harvester, forwarder, and all the other vehicles which have a boom have been massively redesigned in terms of how they're controlled. So previously there was this green dot that would serve as an automatic way to control the boom, and the boom would just go and follow that. And I found like that's kind of too automatic. So I'm having this manual mode also, and I think that's going to be the final version. That's going to be in the final version, that you're just going to have to control this thing manually, because it's so much fun. You have like axis for up and down on the first joint, and then you have the second joint up and down, and then there's this thing here that kind of limits how far you can go. So depending on how far you're with the first one, that sort of limits how far you can get in the second one. I don't know if that's realistic, but it's kind of a different thing that you have to keep in mind. And then of course there's the extending part, so you can extend the top one, and of course retract it with a separate axis. All of this is of course possible to map on the controller or joystick, so you can set up your controls as you like it. So let's bring down some trees. I'm gonna go into the driving mode. And then once you've grabbed the tree, there's again an axis that allows you to go up and down with the processor head on the log. So that's kind of useful. You can kind of fine tune it, and then do the cut. Okay, that's awesome. How do I close this thing? That's annoying. Okay. So then with this moving of the processor, you can just process the whole the dog and get rid of the branches on it. And then there's a special button that kind of locks the head back in place. So you can toggle between the loose head and the locked head. I'm not sure that's realistic, but I think it's kind of complex enough as it is, and adding more controls would be even more complex. So let's take another one. Oh yeah, we're just gonna drive up to it. That's lucky. Release the head, do the cut, and then of course we can drive back. And do some more processing. So that's the harvester. It's kind of cool to use when you learn the controls. It's not so easy when you start, but definitely powerful machine. So then, when we've done our harvesting bit, we can park the vehicle somewhere, and then do the load it up on the oh, which way am I going? That way. And then kind of load it up on the forwarder, right? So this one, same as harvester, has a redesigned boom, so you can directly control all the joints and all the moving parts on it. So this one has additional, rotation, left and right. You can open and close, lower each of the axes, and extend and retract, all independently. So let's go and do something with it. Oh, okay. Change the differential there. Probably better to take another route. Really muddy part here. Alright, so I'm gonna do some loading with the boom now. Okay, got one. Rotate, lower one, lower the other one. Boom. Oh, lost that one. So then, when we have our load ready, we can go and drive it to the one of the locations on the map where you can sell the logs. Right now there's just 2. But I think I'm gonna add another one for each corner of the map. There you can haul it. And then of course there's a lot of these parts which are off-roady. So once you get deeper into the parts of the map which are far from the road, you're gonna get into these kind of situations, potentially stuck. And I'm still kind of thinking how you would get out of that in the game. Like maybe have some chain that you can use with one vehicle to pull out the other vehicle. So that's the folder. I'm gonna go for the next vehicle. The controls are revamped. There's a slightly different way of loading the logs. You can still maybe switch to the automatic boom, but I prefer the manual one actually. So I think it's just gonna be more fun to keep it like that. Here are the logs that we cut up previously. So the next one, we have the loader trailer, which is right here. So it's kind of typical trailer. You can haul it with the truck, but then also you can use it to load the logs. It has a couple of cameras that you can cycle, and it's kind of big and heavy and has a lot of inertia, maybe too much, I don't know. But it can lift this massive logs without any problem. And then we have another trailer here, which is kind of the long version of the small one that I had previously. You can just drop your logs right there. Again, 2 separate axes of control that you can map. It has the 2 pieces of the crane. It has the rotation, and it has the head. This vehicle doesn't have its sound yet, so you cannot hear any engine sound, but it's gonna, something still working on. Goes quite smooth. I think the camera from this point of view is pretty good. if I look at it from the inside, it does move a bit if you go closer, so you can still see what you're doing. I'm not sure if it's as comfortable as the view from the outside. Still maybe tweak it a bit. Oh, going sideways. Oh, it's so big and has a lot of inertia, you have to go really slow with it. Yeah, no, barely. There we go. And of course, you cannot really see what you're doing if you're... Oh, I totally made it into a knot. Yeah, you cannot really see from the inside what you're doing. That's not something... I don't know how you do it in real life. How do you see what you're doing if you're lifting it so high? Yeah. But it, as you can see, the log kind of falls into the trailer in between, so it really has precise collisions and everything. You can still kind of go back at it and catch it. Nice. So that's the loader. I'm pretty happy with it. There's just missing sounds, and maybe these legs should retract and extend when you're using it, just for more kind of stability. Yeah, pretty cool. So then we have the pickup truck. Couple of cameras you can cycle. I think at this point this vehicle is a bit overpowered. Goes pretty fast. I thought that this vehicle is going to be cool as a starting vehicle, so you can kind of go with it and explore the map, and also you can go and lease some of the logging areas that you can log from, because the idea is like you're not going to be able to log from any point on the map. You would have to go into the areas and lease an area for a price. This is the gas station where you're gonna refuel your vehicles. So with this vehicle you can go in and explore these logging areas, and of course they're going to be visible on the map as well, so you know where you're going. And there's this fun and dangerous place that I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it. It's pretty cool. Beam bridge. So the idea in the initial phase of the game is to kind of just have the pickup truck as a starting vehicle, and then you would do a bunch of work manually, such as with the chainsaw and the axe. So for example, you would lease a small area and then go with a pickup truck. For example, let's say a place like this. And then you'd use the chainsaw to bring down some trees, maybe a couple of birch trees like this. cut it up, and then into smaller pieces that you can pick up and put it in the back. That's one of the ideas. Chop off the branches, cut it up. That sort of thing. And then another option is to kind of have a chain mechanism that you can hook it up on the back and just use it as a primitive skidder for smaller logs, of course, and you can transport your log like that as well. So this area is sort of another place where you can drop off your logs. It's on the edge of the map, so you have to get there. But yeah, you have to plan it, and it's sort of depends on where your logging area is going to be. You have to plan the route and plan the transport, how you're going to come from one place to another place. Now we're going to go back. I think I'm just going to run, because running is faster. It's much faster than it should be, but it's good. It's really good for demos. You can see the map in its full glory. It's pretty hilly. Maybe it's too hilly for these vehicles. It is super steep in some places. But anyway, all of this is, you know, cuttable. I'm thinking it's going to be quite an effort to get through some of these mountains. I'm getting lost on the map. That's not good. Oh, there's the bridge. That's it. I recognize this. Ah, okay. There we go. A familiar road. The roads are quite flat, and that's just how they are when I first made them. So I'm gonna make it more interesting and have more sort of like places like this, where there's a bunch of the road is missing and it's muddy and there's a ditch, that kind of stuff. And the two other vehicles in the garage we didn't really see yet is the buncher and the skidder. So the controls are pretty familiar for these two. So this one has an up and down control for the head, and it has this button that you can open and close and grab the log. There's a question. Hope you fixed the sound for the feed. On the harvester. I don't think I understand. Is it like when the tree goes through, there should be some tree cracking sounds? Is that what you mean? Oh yeah, of course the sounds can be still worked on. It's not at all final. It is it's sort of like a placeholder sound. Oh, I lost this one. We're losing it. Okay, it fell. And also one of the things that I noticed when I use the buncher is like there's a lot of these stumps that that stay around. And they're really a pain. So I was thinking like just getting a mechanism to get rid of it. So yeah, you can cut it shorter, but it's still sort of there. I'd like to have a nice way to disappear it in the game, just to get rid of it, which is not too awkward. So we took down this tree. Not sure we can try to take this really big one. Oh, it's super heavy. Sometimes I think the forest is too dense, and then it's kind of hard to get around it with these vehicles. Maybe I'm gonna just remove some of the trees to make it more bearable, and that you can see what you're doing. So this place is a bit more manageable. You can navigate with the truck there. Yeah, just drop it there, for example. Let's take one more. Oh, you have to get it right. There we go. So that's the buncher. I'm still kind of thinking how to differentiate the when would you use the buncher versus when would you use the just the chainsaw, because now there's really no limits to what the chainsaw can do. It's probably too powerful for its own good. Like cut these massive logs in a jiffy. So probably you're gonna have to put in some limits so you can maybe cut down smaller tree with a chainsaw, and the massive tree you need to use the big machine. And then we have the skidder. Didn't change much. There's a couple of smaller changes in how it's controlled. So all the vehicles that have the articulated joint, they have you can really precisely change the angle of it, and you can see the angle in the right lower corner. And all of the articulated vehicles also have the automatic mode, which kind of brings it back to the center when you release the button, which is easier to drive in a straight path if you're just going somewhere. And of course you have the crane in the back that you can go high and low with, and you can grab the logs and pull it with the clamp in the back. So for example, if we say take down a tree like this, it falls pretty slowly, but it's more epic that way. And then you just grab the tree and pull away. I don't know, but this one is really fun to drive on the off-road. And of course there's the differential that you can adjust between the three modes. Or we're going into really dense area, so we're just gonna cut it down. Oh, okay. Again, there's a lot of this massive trees on the map, which are like so big. I don't think you would be able to cut it down with a chainsaw like that in real life. So I think we talked about everything. There was the hauling of the logs in the beginning, and then harvester and forwarder. Then we've seen the buncher and the skidder. And the loader, the boom loader, trailer, the pickup truck. You've seen the map, and I think we drove by the fuel station, so that's the place where you could refuel. Seen a couple of locations on the map where you can bring the logs. So for the future, we're gonna have the logging area, and then you can rent the logging area and do logging on a certain place, and then get the logs out of there, and then make the profit that you want, and then go and get more vehicles. So that's kind of the main progression of the game. Then afterwards, of course, when the game is finally out and there's chance to have community maps and community mods, then things are going to get more interesting. But in the sense of what's going to go into the base game, this is pretty much it. There's going to be some refinements, as some people said. You know, the sound is definitely not final. There's going to be more to the effects that are happening when, you know, the mud effects, the water effects, the particles, and the you know, smoke and that sort of thing, and potentially some smaller things related to the weather. Right now there's there is a time of day concept, so you can basically choose what time you want to play at. Right now, I think for the demo I've made, you can change the time of the day with the button. So if we can find where the sun is, we're gonna press the button to move it. We're gonna sunset it. for the end of this stream. It's going to take some time to for the shadows to update, but I think it would be cool to have the time of the day in the base game. And the night and the stars, although you wouldn't really play in the dark. Oh yeah, there's... Where did we left the pickup truck? I think the pickup truck had lights on it. Let's find it. I think it looks pretty cool with the lights. Don't fall. That's good. Just keeping on the road is best, because you will get lost in the forest in the dark. And who knows, maybe there's wolves. You never know. Good thing that you have an axe, so I don't know how that will go. Oh, there's the pickup truck. Awesome. So for the night drive, I think we just need to have the right music for it. Well, obviously we're going for the end of the map here. Let's see where it is. Yeah. I think that's it for this time. Thanks everybody for watching, and if there's any questions, comments, leave it below. There's a Facebook Facebook page that you can follow with the latest updates and screenshots. There's the Discord channel, which I'm gonna use for upcoming closed beta test. So if you have Steam and if you'd like to be a beta tester, join the Discord channel, and I'll distribute some keys for you pretty soon, as it's ready. Just a limited group of people to just test out the game, give feedback, and see if we can make it better. Hoping to get the game on the Steam officially in the early access in a couple of months. Depends on how things go. As I said through the stream, there's a couple of things I'm still working on, but I think it's going really well, and I'm excited to see what you guys think. Till next time, see you later.